welcome back to my channel. So I'm sitting here by the pool. I just had a really nice time in the hot tub because I was so sore. I've had so many injuries in the last couple of weeks, so it felt really good being in the hot tub. And then I got in the pool. I couldn't do much swimming because the injuries are still healing, but I floated and it felt good, and soaking up the sunshine. I wanted to make this video for a long time, going over some of my favorite and least favorite countries that I've traveled to. And I've been to 39 countries and 39 different countries, about 50 some countries if I count places I've been to multiple times, which I tend to go back to some of my favorite places again and again. Like, I've been to Switzerland 4 times, and that's my most favorite country ever, and I've been to Italy 3 times. I'm gonna put my head back because I'm so tired. I don't know why I'm tired. I woke up like late today because it's a Saturday. But I'm about to head out for a hike, and I thought, why not make this video with the intro? So to get started, some of my favorite places I absolutely love. My number 1 favorite ever is Switzerland. Now, if you've been there, you know how amazing it is. It's just the best place for outdoors. Anyone who loves nature, hiking, and nothing beats the Swiss Alps, in my opinion. Like, I always tell myself, if I get married, it'll be in the Swiss Alps, or else it's not a official wedding in my book. And I've been to a lot of places there. Interlaken was one of the first places I visited when I backpacked as a young 25 or 24-year-old. And after that, I've done tons of trips there. I've been back to Interlaken 3 times, but I'm a paragliding there. I've been to Grindelwald, Lucerne, Zermatt, pardon the airplane ahead. Yeah, so Grindelwald, Zermatt, Interlaken, Zurich, Lucerne. Zermatt is my new official favorite in Switzerland. Oh, and also Lauterbrunnen, which is great for waterfall hikes. So I'll make a special separate video on Switzerland myself. Italy I've been to 3 times. Mexico about 6 times. India many times, 7, 8 times I think, because I'm from there. Well, I am from there. I was born in India, but I grew up in the States. So practically I've been to about 39 separate countries. So Switzerland, number 1, I would rank that. And after that, I think my second favorite would be Iceland, just because of its raw beauty. And Iceland being so isolated, it's untouched, and it feels like you're on Mars. If you've been there, you know. I love the Blue Lagoon, and it's one of my favorite spots in the world. I love the waterfall hikes I did there. And it was just so adventurous. It was one of my birthday trips a few years ago, and I rented an e-scooter in Reykjavik, and I e-scootered around the whole city. And my hotel was right by the harbor, so it was gorgeous. The midnight sun, it was literally bright 24 hours. So I loved it. So Iceland has been number 2 favorite country. Number 3, I think I don't really have a list afterwards, but if I had to say, I would say some of my top other countries that I loved and I think were really friendly for solo female travelers like myself would be like Bali in Indonesia. So I wouldn't say Indonesia a whole country by itself or all the islands, but Bali, Bali, the island of Bali, right? And everyone knows it's known for like its nature, its beauty, its hippie vibe, and I'm such a hippie. I feel like you escape the matrix there, and you're truly living in the highest frequency when you're in Bali. And I love that. I love Nusa Penida. I took a speedboat there, did some hikes and a motorbike tour around the island. I stayed in Ubud and Bali and Canggu, and went to a lot of the jungles or forest, did the Bali swing, did the monkey forest. I loved it. I felt at home in Bali. I was there about 3 weeks, I think. 2 weeks on the mainland, 1 week in Ubud, 1 week in Canggu, and 1 week in Nusa Penida. And then, so that would be my number 3. I think my number 4 would probably be, it's a hard call as well. Probably Mexico, just because it's so versatile and I've been so many times. But I don't do the touristy things, like I don't go to Cancun or whatever the other touristy places are. I am not go to a resort for 5 days and chill traveler, although it looks like it right now. I do love relaxation, but I think I'm more of like an adventurous traveler. So I love Tulum. Tulum has both in Mexico, and I love Mexico City for its culture and the nearby Teotihuacan pyramids, which I climbed. And then I loved Isla Mujeres and Cozumel in Mexico. Cozumel I've been to twice. Once from a cruise and once just flew into Cozumel. I did my first ever zip lining in Cozumel, actually. That's when I fell in love with zip lining. Yeah, so those were like my top. So Switzerland number 1, Iceland number 2, Bali in Indonesia number 3, Mexico number 4, and then after that I will say I love Japan. I went there last year. So many reasons I love Japan. I think the Japanese culture really aligns with who I am. Like my soul is really peaceful, and I really identify with a lot of the Japanese ways of life, so I loved it. Another airplane. And then I guess I would add after that South Korea. I think I love South Korea just because it's just different. Not many people choose to travel to South Korea, and I am a huge fan of K-pop and K-culture, so I loved it. I loved Busan and Seoul, especially the nighttime street food markets in Seoul. And I did love the spa that I went to in Busan. And let's see, what else? I think other favorite countries, they're all kind of tied, so it's hard to say. I recently went to New Zealand earlier this year, and I loved New Zealand South Island. I loved Queenstown. I did my first time ever skydiving there. Nature is beautiful. It's like a quintessential mountain town that I love. It reminded me of Interlaken in Switzerland. And the Southern Alps were beautiful. Hikes were nice. I love the adventure sports there. I think that would be on the list of the top 10 for sure. I think if I were to go back, I would only go to South Island because of its beauty and culture and nature. And otherwise, I think a lot of the other countries are tied. I've had good experiences in almost all of them, but the ones I would not go to, honestly, I forgot to mention the one I would go to again would be Netherlands. So I loved Amsterdam, but I want to go to the gardens in Netherlands, the tulip gardens. They were closed when I went to the Netherlands. But I went to the Van Gogh Museum and I loved it as an artist myself. Yeah. So I think Austria was a pleasant surprise for me, and Sprague. I went to the Swarovski world, and the mountains were also beautiful. Yeah, so I think other countries are pretty much tied. South America, I loved. I backpacked South America for several months. I really enjoyed Baños, Ecuador, Baños being a small town in the Andes Mountains. I really enjoyed all the adventure sports I did there. Zip lining, mountain biking. Costa Rica was really cool too for this adventure. I did waterfall propelling, zip lining, hiked an active volcano, Ardenal volcano. I think what else? Vietnam would be a top country too. I loved Vietnam. I backpacked a month across Vietnam, and also Thailand, a month across Thailand. Those were really beautiful countries. So diverse, so much to see and do, especially for adventure travelers. Halong Bay was one of my favorites. Halong Bay, Cat Ba Island. I would go to Cat Ba Island if I could. I loved it. In Vietnam. And my book cover is actually from one of the Halong Bay Islands from Vietnam. I had just done some hiking and rock climbing, and then on the beach, I made a new friend on that adventure cruise, and she's the one who took that photo of me. That's on my book cover. It's gorgeous. I loved Halong Bay and Vietnam and Sapa. Many people don't know about Sapa, but it's a hidden gem in the northern part of Vietnam. So yeah, those are also part of my top countries. Singapore I loved. But I mean, a few days in Singapore is enough to explore it, I think. But it was beautiful. So I think other countries are tied, but the ones I would not go back to, honestly, in my opinion, would be Turkey. I liked Cappadocia. I did a hot air balloon ride there, which is amazing. But I did not like that I did not feel safe in Istanbul. Istanbul was beautiful for its culture, but I think as a solo female traveler, I did not feel safe. I had people try to scam me, and I'm a well-traveled person who speaks many, many languages. So that was not ideal. And Bahamas I would not go back to. I don't know why it's so overrated. I've been to better beaches. I have a better beach, like literally 15-minute drive from me here. So it's fine for people who want to go there, but I would not go back to the Bahamas. I was not happy with my vacation there. And those places I would not go back to. I think otherwise I don't have anything really, any place that I would not really recommend. Everyone has different experiences, so yeah. Well, thanks for watching. If you like the content, if you feel inspired, I'm glad, and subscribe to my channel if you want more travel-based content. Have a great day.